1. If you are a fan of horror movies, you definitely must have seen William Friedkin's The Exorcist. And if you haven't seen it, you have a lot of catching up to do, because this classic 1973 film has expanded into 2 more films, as well as a TV series. Everyone knows about young girl Reagan, who starts to have really strange behavior after consulting priests. They actually realize that she is possessed by a demonic entity. Clearly, here you can see the reference to Rosemary's Baby, so that means that you will have a nice marathon of horror movies in front of you if you like it. 2. Psycho Goreman, or PG, is a Canadian horror comedy directed by Stephen Kostanski in 2020. It follows children Mimi and Luke, who discover a glowing gem in their garden, and then discover that it allows them to command an alien monster that Mimi nicknamed Psycho Goreman. We then see young Mimi getting corrupted by the power of the gem and forcing PG to join family activities, which then leads to more problematic events with other groups of aliens coming to fight with them. People have said it is over-the-top and enthusiastically strange, and delivers all the cheesy midnight movie goodness promised by its title. 3. Rosemary's Baby is a 1968 film by director Roman Polanski, starring Mia Farrow. Based on the book of the same name by Ira Levin, it is one of the most faithful adaptations of a book and a classic of cinema thanks to its suspense and themes of Satanism. It tells the story of Rosemary, who moved in with husband Guy, then she gets pregnant and starts to notice a lot of strange things going on. She only discovers too late that she was part of a conspiracy involving Satan and her baby. In fact, the movie paved the way for many other films. If you are a fan of The Exorcist, you definitely have to see it. For Psycho definitely is a classical thriller and a movie you have no excuse for never watching. You should recognize it from just the picture, and if you don't, it is time to work on that. It is one of the masterpieces of Alfred Hitchcock, who created the iconic scene of the shower curtain ripped open by Norman Bates. Analyzing his own movie, Alfred Hitchcock even told François Truffaut, "It wasn't a message that stirred the audiences, nor was it a great performance, they were aroused by pure film." He even added, "It belongs to filmmakers, to you and me." 5. When we talk about the film series Alien directed by Ridley Scott, we all know that it is one of the masterpieces of science fiction, which expanded into a series of films, comics, books, and video games. The first movie was released in 1979, but today it still fascinates millions of fans around the world, and doesn't go out of fashion. That is a great thing because it means you could find it in cinemas during Halloween, so don't miss the chance to see it projected on the big screen, and you will see it will be an unforgettable experience and why it is such a classic. 6. An American Werewolf in London is a 1981 film, directed by John Landis. It tells the story of 2 American backpackers, David and Jack, traveling to northern England and getting attacked by a werewolf. The movie had such a big impact on people that Michael Jackson actually decided to hire the director and makeup artist Rick Baker to make the music video for his song Thriller. The film has been referred to in many other creations, the most recent tributes being on the popular series The Walking Dead. Baker actually received an Oscar for Best Makeup, which was the first award in this category. 7. The Shining is a real masterpiece directed by Stanley Kubrick, starring Jack Nicholson as Jack Torrance. Of course, it is based on the work of another master, Stephen King, who wrote the novel of the same name. Danny is the protagonist, a child who has visions of the past and the future, wherever he is. Kubrick's style and Jack Nicholson's performance have made this film a classic in terms of horror films, and it has even been put in first place, and for Empire magazine, in 2008, it is in 52nd place among the best 500 films in history. So you should definitely watch it. 8. A pure product of the 1980s, Extro is a wacky British film about aliens and superpowers that is also quite violent. The hero, called Sam Phillips, is once abducted by aliens who bring him back years later in a monstrous form. He then tries to regain his human form and to find his son, Tony, and his wife Rachel, who now lives with her new boyfriend. The rest of it is quite dramatic, but it was a real success, and following its release, a trilogy was made by the same director, but as is often the case, we prefer the first one and would recommend avoiding the follow-ups. 9. An American horror movie directed by Sam Raimi, Evil Dead 2 has become a classic of horror movies. Ash Williams and his girlfriend Linda go on vacation in a cabin in the woods, and they find a recorded message on a machine from the archaeologist who used to live there. The message is in fact an incantation which frees a demon possessing Linda, and leading Ash to kill her and bury her body by the cabin. He then becomes possessed as well, tries to run away, and is alternatively possessed, leading to some horrific scenes, including a chainsaw. 10. This movie is about a group of zombie beavers attacking young girls in the middle of a party, in the middle of the American forest, which is a bit of a classic again in terms of horror movies. Of course, scenarios can sometimes be a bit far-fetched, but again it is normal for this kind of genre. Even if it may seem like pure nonsense if you're being rational about it, it is still hilarious and ends up captivating its viewers who truly wonder how the young heroines are going to get out of this one. But don't spoil yourself, and let it surprise you, as the ending is unexpected.
For such cool and interesting information, subscribe and like our top most Sing English channel and page. Thank you for watching.